Good afternoon. I am on Friday, April 9th, 2021, and I am here, with my card deck, as I do on Fridays. That is my thing. And if it is your thing, you will be here soon too. If you're watching the video, thank you. Please like and follow the page. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. It's actually going to be some new content going on there pretty quick. So, hello. It's sunshiny and bright and warm in Ottawa. The tiny little clusters of tiny leaves on the branches that I can see. I'm not 100% sure what kind of a plant that is, but it's hello, Carol. How good to see you. This is nice. I'm thinking for today, because it is spring and there are tiny leaves on the branches outside my window, that just looking at energies of things that are starting, things that are beginning to make themselves known, places where growth is coming. Of course, as always, when it's things in our lives, we get to be the sunshine and the rain. So if we don't pay attention to these things, they will not grow. So knowing that there helps a whole lot. Okay. So Carol, are you the person who told me you don't have Zoom? That was disappointing. I'm sorry that you can't join in for that. However, I think that was you. Something that is starting in Carol's life, something that she can nurture into a greater success. Shepherd the growth. Ooh. Okay, this is kind of an interesting card to come up here. This is, yes. So number 35, which is curiosity. I don't believe that I know you or your individual circumstances, but to be in a time when curiosity is growing and expanding is rather a lovely thing if you can pursue that. If you're taking courses or reading books or doing the things that will help you feed your curiosity, because as in all things, the more you know, the more you realize you have questions and you need to know more, which is very cool. So the 3 and the 5. 3 is your point of inspiration, that place where you wake up in the morning thinking that either you found a solution to a problem, or in these kinds of terms, something that's going to grow, you've found something else to be curious about, something else to wonder about. And yeah, you wake up wondering where there's a book on making balloon animals, because that's what you want to do today. So not something that you've been planning on. It wasn't on your 5-year plan or on your January list of things to do this year, but all of a sudden there it is. And then 5 is that lovely growing energy, adjusting and adapting to new situations, which we've all got for the whole year. 2021 is a 5-year, so we're growing, we're expanding, we're building on the base that we began last year. And these two are adding together. So your inspired thoughts and questions with the ability to expand on them and to adjust to the ideas they contain. And they're coming to an 8, which is that lovely flow of cosmic energy. It's you getting into the flow of what your life is intending to be, what you intended your path to be. And so following the questions that come out of your curiosity, you're going to find the path, the ease and the smooth that is the path you're supposed to be on, rather than if you're experiencing resistance right now, if there's difficulties and challenges and hurdles and obstacles. not the right place to be. So follow the way the sunflower follows the track of the sun across the sky in the course of the day. Um, there's that lovely being in the moment and dealing with the circumstances as they actually are. The Ram Dass teaching, Baba Ram Dass, be here now, all the time, every now, because it always is now. So it's a nice card to start with for something that's starting in April. Okay, it's 4 minutes past, and you're the only person here. That's rare, and this might be all about Facebook. Never know what's happening with Facebook. I have another little deck here since nobody's around. I don't know if you're familiar with these, the angel cards. This is a deck came out of Findhorn, the spiritual center in Scotland. They're tiny little cards with tiny little messages, but there's stuff in the book. Whoops. And sometimes they jump out of the bowl that I've put them in. Okay, all right, so I'm going to... All right, this fits with curiosity. You got the transformation, the angel of transformation. That's what these angels are. So T is for transformation. Let me see. It says, change happens when you take responsibility for your awareness and apply it to your everyday life. Small moment by small moment, which just kind of speaks to what we were just speaking about. That's cool. When the message is the same no matter which way we get at it, right? All right, Regina, I see you there. Good to see you. We're talking about... It's offering me a translation of your message. Hi, Joe card, thank you. It doesn't need a lot of translation. I don't know what language it thinks it is. That's too funny. All right. So, Regina, we are drawing today. I are drawing today. My intention are. The intention that I've set is for things that are beginning in our lives, in our fields, in our the environment that we're living in. I'm sitting looking at teeny tiny leaves on the tree that are just starting to think they're going to unfold. And there are often things in our lives that are just getting started, but if we don't pay attention, then we miss them, right? So that's yeah, okay, I'm glad you're happy. I might need to translate that. I have no idea. Okay, so Regina, here we go. Something that in your life is just starting, and with attention it can bring you more of the good things of life. Regina, oh, okay, well, you'll have to tell me if this is true. There are decisions. And maybe right now they're small decisions, in which case it would be the time to make them before they get bigger, because that does happen sometimes. So 2 is the number of relationships. It can be partnerships, it can be households, it can be work colleagues, but it's always about you interacting with other people. And 6 is the number for service, for taking responsibility, for doing the things that will improve the life of the community. And we're adding those together, and we're getting another 8. That's so interesting, because the first card I drew was an 8. It was a, what was it? Number 35. So different energies making it up, but still the 8. So when we're asking Spirit for new starts. It's bringing us flow, and being aware of that and being present and mindful and inviting flow into our fields is probably a really nice idea for the spring. So decisions that you've got coming, you're going to have to consider other people as you're making those decisions. That's the two. And as you make them, keeping the community as a whole as who will benefit from it. So sorry, you're not allowed to do things, not allowed to do things that are self-serving. Right. Okay. Well, this we were calling for things that are just starting. So maybe as this week, this month goes by, you will see places where, yeah, new starts. Spring is lovely. You're here in the north, aren't you? You're in Ireland, so it's not that you're in the fall right now, but it's there are so many ways that our regular cycle of behavior for the year has been stopped this last 14 months or so. So yeah, a new start is a good thing. For sure. For sure. That is nice. Okay, and I have this other little wee deck, since I'm not inundated with lots of people, pulling these little wee angel cards from Findhorn. If you know Findhorn in Scotland. I'm not looking at the cards. I am getting for you. Oh, nice. Beauty. The Angel of Beauty has jumped out for you. That is nice. Let me tell you what the book says, because it's wee and I do not memorize all of the everythings in other people's decks. The beauty of nature can only be perceived with a serene mind and harmless heart. So too is it with the beauty of people. That's rather nice. The daisies of decision, the beauty of nature can only be perceived with a serene mind and harmless heart. So if you're making your decisions on the way along and you're not doing harm to anybody, then you are sliding along in that place of receiving beauty. So that's nice. I like that. I like these cards. They're cute little things. I am not affiliated with Findhorn, so there is no profit taken anywhere. They are available on the Findhorn website, I believe. Last time, that's where I got them, I think. They are out there and they are rather good. So they're nice for just drawing one in the morning as you're having your morning coffee. Just set a mood to know which angel is with me today. And yeah, so having the angel of beauty with you is rather nice. And yeah, I like that. A green heart, a 4-leaf, a 3-leaf. Hey, hello. You're welcome, Regina. Hello at your cousin's facility. Okay, well, that's cool. Hello and big love to your cousin. All right. Yes, happy Friday indeed. Okay, so Jen, this is, if you're watching the video later, I'm drawing for things that are just starting, things that are just beginning to grow in our life, in our field, in our work, in our household, that need some just to become aware of it, so that we can nurture them, right? The way that the sun and the showers will nurture the fresh growth coming up out of the earth right now, at least where I am. There are things in our lives that need that kind of attention. So for Jen, okay, this is Lou. You keep saying you want messages, and that's really pretty clear. Hello, Laurie Haskins. What is starting as something that is starting for you? The number nine, that holistic energy of everything being connected. Um, it is maybe just starting that you are able to allow that energy to flow into your own field and to recognize it for what it is, because I do believe that it is there. I also believe that you are not perceiving it, but I think maybe we've said this is something that's just starting and you need to nurture it. So that that speaks to that fairly fairly plainly. Laurie Haskins, would you like me to draw a card for you? Please let me know. Regina, you're welcome. Did I say that? That's really, really nice. I saw a picture of you, Laurie, today on my feed of you at Shot, and it made me realize that I haven't seen you. Okay, I haven't seen you at the Veriditas Friday event. And that could be because there's over 100 people there and I just haven't seen you. But and maybe the time is sometimes wrong. Today is a 4 o'clock, I think. But they move it because of the audience, and the Pacific Rim people can't be there or choose not to be because they're sleeping at the same time as Europe, so they move it back and forth. All right, so for Laurie, something that is starting to grow, that is available for more growth in your field, in your life, in your world, that putting your awareness to it, paying attention to it, will allow it to blossom. Think of it like a little tiny crocus poking out of the soil. You get to be the sun and the rain. Yeah, yeah, I can well imagine. Okay, so we have, God, design, the 1 and the 4. So this is you. The 4 is that practical, solid energy. Yeah, you're further south than me. There might be lots growing where you are. I'm I'm not seeing, but there's stuff growing. So this card, I like this card. I like all these cards, but this card as something that is starting with you. Do I have a memory? Are you writing a manual for your work or something like that? Maybe that was somebody else. This is about designing a plan, making the lists, doing the foundational work, putting down a design, which then the 1 and the 4, this is you and the practicality of the blueprint joining together. They add up to a 5, which is that place of growth and adaptation to new conditions and adjusting to new circumstances. All of that lovely 5 energy that we are in this year, because 2021 all adds up to a 5. So for you, something, some project, some circumstance that you are doing some work, and it is going to grow into something according to your design, which is rather lovely. Love a Queen Anne's lace. It's a beautiful, underneath here, there's only one stem that goes all the way to the ground, but just below the flower, there's each of these little florets has its own stem. You can kind of see through, as my finger reach there, through in there, you can see that each of them has its own little stem. It's brilliantly designed. Brilliant, brilliant design. So beautiful. And yet somehow they all stop growing, so you get the flat head at the top. It's incredible. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Okay, so that is yours. And since we're still, I don't know if Jen is still here, if she had to leave. I know she's visiting a medical facility. I'm gonna draw for Lori first because I think she's here and she's on a break, and then I'll draw I'll draw for Jen afterwards because she's probably already gone. Okay, so Lori, this totally fits too. So the angel that you have drawn, the angel of efficiency, which if you are writing a manual and whatever it is that you're designing and planning and putting down, that it's really rather a good. The book says wise use of energy, resources, and time. It may not be the shortest route from point to point, but the most inclusive and effective. Wise use of energy, resources, and time. That's very cool. So there you are, the angel of efficiency for Lori. And then for Jen, when she gets to the video, I have, and this exactly fits with card number 9. This, you got the angel of trust, Jen, because more than anything, you need to trust yourself and your ability to do what you want to do with what we were talking about. Move from a place of knowing within you rather than as a result of adaptation to outer experience. Let go of your assumptions and the need to control life's creative process. These are just really underlining what the cards are saying, which is very, very cool. I saw Tanya. Tanya would love a card. Of course she would. It's so good to see you. I hope you're soon. I don't want to message you and interrupt your world, but I do look forward to seeing you soon. I hope you're nearly finished with the project at hand. And hello, Lori with an AU. This is nice to see you. Really, really. All right, Tanya and Lori and anybody else who's coming in. I am, my intention for today is for things that are just starting, just bringing awareness to things that are in our field that we need to put some attention on. So I've been likening it to the sun and rain falling on newly sprouted plants, which, because I'm further north than many of you, so they're still coming very early in their development. So something that is starting in your field, Tanya. And we got analysis, which is perfect. The 3 and the 4 add up to 7, which is the teacher, which somebody doing the work you're doing and at the stage of your work right now, the teacher is just the perfect number for you. 3 is that point of inspiration. 4 is that practicality, that reliability, that solidity that you're offering both yourself and your education and your clients and the work that they're doing and coming together. 7 is one of the spiritual numbers. You know, we can't put spirit in a box. Or we can't put teaching in a box. It's a completely nebulous thing that has so much value in the physical world and speaks to us. So analysis for you, working, analyzing situations, analyzing the possible services that can be provided, the systems that you're up against, and letting the systems weave together in a supportive way for your work requires you to be really analytical about some of the stuff that's going on. And I would imagine that in the present circumstances, with so many things closed or limited, that you're having to do a lot more of that. So that that and for this to come as something that is developing rather than already present, there's going to be more. There's going to be more, and you're going to hone your abilities and allow the creative and inspired thought that that three brings, allow that to feed into your practical abilities. That's really cool. Hello, Pooja. Good to see you. Okay, Lori, in you're on a lake. What lake are you on? Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake south of me. Okay, let me know if you'd like a card, Pooja. I'm going to draw for Lori, and yeah, we'll see how the time goes. Tanya, I didn't pull you an angel, but yeah, I will. Okay, so Lori, something that's starting right now, your whole life is in that beginning phase, that just starting to grow, right? You've made so many changes, everything is new. So I guess this is going to give you maybe a focus for something particular that you can nurture of all the many, many beginnings that there are. Oh, okay. So it's, there you go. So right now it's very complicated. There's a lot of complexity. You're maybe dealing with a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of legal matters and stuff like that. And if I think about what I know about your circumstance, yeah, there are things that you told me recently that would be complicated. You're waiting on other people's schedules, you're waiting on all sorts of stuff. So the this 23, the two is the number of community. It's about relationships. So it's about who you are and when you're relating with other people, and whether that's household or former household, or it's colleagues, or it's clients, whatever it is, the community. And then we have the three that is your point of inspiration. It is that creative and original thinking. It's the finding solutions that are outside of the box, and then bringing those together to they add up to a 5, which is expansive, and it is going to grow, and you will have new conditions to deal with. But right now, one of the things that's starting up is a time of complexity, and you're equal to the task. I have no doubt about that. But it is maybe it's showing as starting, because there is going to be even more complexity than you thought. But because you have the 2 and the 3, being, you know what I'm going to say, right? That 3 is about finding inspiration, having that quiet practice so you can hear the voice, you can find the solutions, because they are held within your wisdom. And the result of seeing the complexity, not resisting it, you've got to deal with what actually is. Yeah, you're welcome. um yeah, it will be fine. But I guess the card comes to say, pay attention. This is a place you need to be putting some of your energy. Okay, Pooja, I don't know whether the card will answer for your health. It might. My intention for today was around things that are starting to develop, things that are in their early stages that we can put our attention on. So for Pooja, what we're getting today Okay, so anticipation. This is the number 24. My leaves out here aren't quite at this stage, but my leaves out here are not a peach tree. This is very much getting ready to grow. It really, really fits the theme for today. Anticipation, looking forward, something that is developing in your life that you can feel excitement about. You can feel that happy anticipation, that expectation. Two is about your community, who you are as you conduct yourself among other people. Four is that practical, solid energy, that reliability and dependability that you bring to your community, and they add together into a six, which is where you are serving your community. You're making the world a better place on your way through it. The blue, I think it's important that this is a very blue card. Blue is the throat chakra. It is about communication, communication energy. It's about it, not just speaking and singing that we actually use our throat, but also the messages we're giving to the world. So if you're writing, if you're posting, if you're blogging, if you're vlogging, all of those things that communicate from you into the wider world, this is a time that is supported, and it's starting small, it's getting bigger. I don't know if that applies to your health. I have no idea. But it feels very happy. It really does. And if there are things you need to talk about with your health, then finding yourself the right practitioner and talking it through might be your next best move. Okay. There's nobody new here. I'm going to backtrack. Who was it? Oh, Eileen, I didn't see you come in. Oh my goodness, Tanya. All right, Tanya's saying it's choppy. I did not see some of these posts. That's so strange. All right, Tanya, did I? I didn't draw you. No, that was for Jen. What have I got? I've got lost, is what I've got. Okay, I think Tanya did not get an angel card. So the angel of authenticity for Tanya. That sounds right. What did you get? Analysis? That feels pretty correct. Add your unique ingredients to the mix. Be real. Express yourself. Uncloak your originality and manifest your pure potential. Hello? That's really nice. I like that, Tanya. Very, very good. All right, so Eileen, yes, you're not so late. I'll come back and do other things there. Because Lori with a U, and Pooja. And yes, Eileen, I apologize. I leapfrogged over you, so I'm sorry. Okay, something that is starting in your, like new spring growth, it is starting in your world. Okay. This is not, it feels the opposite of what I was expecting. The Too Late card, which is an awesome card. It draws a line. And maybe that's what's starting, is that line between what was before and what is yet to come. I know that you are actively engaged in not it's not that you're putting the past in the past, but you are creating a new line from which to go forward, I think. And and ultimately the message of this card is that you can't go back, which just is a fact. These grapes can never be eaten. These grapes can never even be crushed into juice or into wine, because it is just too late. They've fermented right on the vine. So it's And if you come here often, you've probably heard me, I get all excited about this card because the seeds within these grapes, when this falls to the ground, the seeds are going to be surrounded by this incredibly rich, nourishing goo that is going to give them a really enormous advantage as they begin to to root and to shoot and to grow. They're going to be really, really helped, but their future is benefiting massively from having been kept back. They didn't get pulled off by bats or crows or anything, and the seeds scattered into the world. They get to fall into this lovely primordial soup and grow from that. So there's no going back. Everything's about going forward. The 2 is about community. The 7 is about the teacher. It's about the teachings that come with recognizing that. And again, Baba Ram Das, be here now. You can't be anywhere else. They're adding up to the 9, which is that place where everything is connected. 7 and 9 are the 2 spiritual numbers. So that everything is connected to everything else. And of course, if we hadn't had a past with growing blossoms and pollination and fruiting and growth and the passage of physical time, then we wouldn't have this. So the past is really, really important, but we can't take it forward with us. I guess that's what I'm at. It's all connected, and we still have to be here now. That makes sense to me, Eileen. I hope it makes sense to you. Okay. So I did give, yes, Tanya is authentic. Who was the next one? Laurie with a U. Laurie with a U, if you're still here, the angel card from my from my Findhorn deck. Oh, interesting. This is not a word that I associate with you, Laurie. It says obedience. The angel of obedience. So you're in a place of complexity? Is that what we... Where are we? Oh, obedience. It says, what part of you is in charge? Be mindful of your inner knowing. Follow your deepest impulse with discipline and decisiveness. So in dealing with complexity, that makes complete sense, doesn't it? Follow your deepest impulse with discipline and decisiveness. So it's about, yeah, obey might not be the word I would use, but following the impulse, following the guidance that you are given, following that inspiration that comes to you. All right, that was Laurie. And then I did a card for Pooja. So Pooja, do we have an energy for you? An angel for Pooja. We have release. So you, what was your card? Anticipation. The angel of release. Release. Let go of all that keeps you in the past or takes you into the future. This may include expectations, inhibitions, control, worry, or an outdated self-image. So releasing all of those to be in anticipation of all that is new. That's rather lovely. And that is, again, maybe I'm the person who needs to receive the teaching, be here now, because I feel as if I'm saying it over and over. This is so interesting. Okay, so Eileen, an angel for Eileen from the Findhorn deck. Eileen, okay, nice. Clarity, the angel of clarity for Eileen. And the book says, oh, but there are a lot of words starting with C. Okay. Clear your perceptions free of confusion. Focus on intent and straightforward expression. See the world as it is without your projections, judgments, and assumptions. Okay, that makes sense to me too. That's rather nice. I like that. She's very, I can't tell if she's looking through a camera or if she's what looking towards, looking to the distance, looking towards the sun, looking towards the spring, given today's circumstances. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right. Did everybody? If I've skipped anybody, because I may have done, and if I have, I apologize. But please tell me because I don't know what I don't know most of the time. Okay, I don't see anybody new. Lori with a U, you're welcome. Oh, Lori with an O left already. There are some other Loris who didn't show up. Interesting. So, for those of you, I know there are a couple of people in the room who have talked about attending. Actually, there's some who are registered. Teaching basic numerology starting on Sunday, which is so exciting. I love numerology. You may not have known that about me. Love numerology. So I'm very excited to be able to share that. There's a link on this page in Facebook that will take you to the registration stuff. There's also, if you scroll back a couple of days, I have a survey there, just making sure that I do have the content that people are looking for, because there are so many different ways to use numerology. I tend to think of it first and foremost as a tool for personal development and for personal understanding. When I started back in the early 80s, I was in my late 20s when I discovered numerology, and learning about the cyclical nature of the energies totally made sense. When I looked back, I could see where I had come from. As I looked forward to the next couple of years, I really was inspired to make some changes in my life and change the energy so that I started my next new cycle in a completely different, moving in a different direction, because I was feeling very stuck. So it was numerology that got me out of that rut and progressed my life. And I have always sort of not quite clung to the calendar aspect and knowing what each year was, and it's possible to work out each day what the energy is that is around you, that is dominant with you. But there are also, you can use numerology for picking what date to launch your new cupcake empire, or the date for your wedding, or choosing a name for your new greyhound, or there are just so many ways that numerology can be used and be beneficial in your life. So we will be touching on a lot of that, I have no doubt, and then later even more stuff. After we get the basics sorted out, there's so many directions it can go with it. I love it. So that's happening, and there's still room in the class, and there's still time to register. So check that out. If not on the Facebook page, then head over to my website at www.joleath.com, JOLEATH, and there is a tab, I think it's called Learning New Things, or something like that. I think it's at the bottom. and you can click there and register, and that would be very cool. Um, and if you need to make accommodations for the fee, then drop me a message and we'll figure something out. That's not a big deal at all. What else? What else? Tomorrow, my quiet practice sampler in Zoom is going into using Tony Christie's system of drawing a labyrinth from a very basic pattern. He has, I think it's 17 steps that as you do them, 17 is prime number, and it really matters too. That as you draw, you're sort of drawn into the labyrinth energy, and there is quiet, there is very special energy there. So that's at 11 o'clock Eastern tomorrow morning in Zoom. You can drop me a message if you would like the link. You can find it on the events tab of the website. And yes, I would love to see you there. That would be very cool. Very, very nice. So tomorrow is that. Sunday is the numerology class. Tuesday, still doing a meditation at 2 in the afternoon for anybody who cares to join in. That's just another really nice quiet time that is really refreshing, I find. And even though 2 o'clock in the afternoon, not my usual time, I tend to be a morning meditator. But it works. It's nice. It's a lift in the middle of the day. So those are all things that I'm doing. I'm also taking appointments for people who are looking to have either card readings or numerology analysis done. I do big charts, I do little charts, I do lots of different things. On the website, there's a tab called Readings that will help you. What else? I feel as if I'm sitting here talking to myself. I think that might be the case, but that's all right because it will be on the video. And if you're watching the video, thank you for staying with me. I'm still 15 minutes from the end, and people often come in right at the end, so I'm not going to sign off. Oh, I had a flash about something, and now I've lost it. You can become a patron, support my work over at Patreon. Just look for my name, or look at Hello Nomfundo Jelle. Jelle, Yele, Hele. That's a wonderful name. I think this is your first time here. I don't recognize that. Would you like me to draw you a card? We're drawing today from there's a, yes, you can have a reading. I'm using them the right way up. The Wisdom of the Garden Path deck, which is available on my website for anybody who would wish to have their own deck, for sure. And I'm reading today Namfundo with an intention of locating things that are just starting in our worlds, in our lives, in our energy fields, things that will benefit from us giving them some attention. So we'll see what we have for you. Oh, okay. I don't. Yeah, well, it's lovely to meet you, and we can. I'm sure we can get together and actually communicate in Zoom. It's a lot better than the one-sidedness of this, although I do love this. Okay, so something that is starting in your life and needs your attention. We've drawn play, which is such an important part of life. And maybe you haven't been able to make time for it. Maybe this is just a reminder to stay with it. 30, the three is the number of your the place where inspired thought comes through you, right? Where the cosmos sends things into the human world using you as the portal. So this is startling new ideas that you have. This is solutions to problems that you dream of and wake up in the morning knowing what the solution is. It's a lovely, lovely energy, three energy. The zero, of course, is the entire cosmos. It's all that is. And we add up in numerology, and you are 30. That's cool. I love it. So you're aligned with this. Um, so when we add up the three and the zero, we still get the three. We still get, oh, you get me all excited there. Um, you still get, we add up, we still get a three, which is that point of inspiration, but now it's the three that has the whole cosmos inside of it. And this is spirit saying that it wants to to flow joy and ease through you, that you get to be the hollow reed that brings things into the world. And whether that's creativity, whether that's like algorithms or oil paintings or manuscripts or plans for a new kind of bookcase, there's stuff that can come through you into the world and be a benefit for everybody and be so easy. Will be so easy. It will feel like play. This is not about struggle for you. This is just about you allowing that to come through. It's so exciting. So from 21, we go back to 11/2/01 to 1991, March the 7th. Oh, that's powerful, powerful chart. The 9 and the 7, you're very psychic. You've got the four corners of the chart. Um, oh, yes, please come to one of my Zooms and we will talk because yes. Oh my, because then you've got a line of great emotional sensitivity and access to your emotional plane, and you have a willingness to go searching for more, and knowing that what you can see in front of you is not all that there is. Sally Ann from Wales, I think. How good to see you. I don't know how far along your summer is. Some people in some places are telling me they've got. I was at a Zoom event the other day. People were talking about how they were so sad that their daffodils were over. I would love to see a daffodil. You are very welcome, Nomfundo. And when we talk, you can tell me how to pronounce your name properly. So Sally Ann, where I am, it's still just starting. So my intention today is to have a card that locates something that is still very small in your field, and you have a baby on the way. Oh, that's awesome. That's what was the card play? Okay, so this oh, we have to talk. You get me all excited. Um, Sally Ann, did you ask me for a card? I'm not going to draw a card if you haven't asked me for a card. I just see your name and get excited and think that you're here. Oh, this is so cool. I want to know you. You're at the University of South Africa. All right. Very, very nice. That's so exciting that you're paying your yeah. So the play, that newness coming. Oh, really good reading, really lovely energy, and I really look forward to speaking to you again. All right, so I got your message there, Sally Ann. Something small that needs our attention so that it can, like flowers in spring, so it can blossom and but we need to nurture it. All right, so we have the sumac for Sally Ann in Wales. Snow and sun at the same. We had a week like that recently. It's and then we had some lovely warm days with freezing cold nights, but it has gotten milder. Okay, so something that is starting with you, Sally Ann. I know we have talked. I don't know if you've told me that you're writing a book or writing a story or writing, but if you're not, maybe you could be. Maybe you're a blog. I don't know. Um, Something that is small and needs your attention, and you get story. And the sumac, it's only in one part of its life cycle that it puts out berries that can be crushed and made into ink. But the story goes on all through the year, and you can see from this shot that there's a yellow stage and a green stage and an orange stage and a very very dark, almost red stage. The story is happening all the time and all around you. One is you at the center of your own story, the center of your universe. If uh, if you're not there, then the universe that you perceive goes away. Only you can live in that universe, and that's incredibly important for you to tell your story and share with us that universe that you live in. That's really really nice. The two is the community, the people that you're sharing with, the people in your household, the people in your circle of beloved, and also if there are colleagues, if there are acquaintances, if there are other people, just the people in your village who just happen to be there and indeed might benefit from hearing your story. They add together, they come to a three, and three is that lovely, lovely place of inspiration. It's that three is where new things show up. As you tell your story that's coming from you into the community, then new insights and new information can come to your readers, your listeners, the people who hear it. There are new solutions to problems that other people might not have seen until they heard how you dealt with your stuff. And it doesn't have to be problems, just situations and circumstances. And if we didn't know it before, knowing that when Sally Ann fell in the mud, she went and had a shower. Good grief, I can do that too. There are so many things that we can learn from each other that are much more complicated than that, but you know what I mean. So that's really, really nice. Did I? I got sidetracked. Okay, so Nomfundo, I didn't go draw an angel for you. I'm going to do that now if you're still. Oh, Nomfundo is perfect. Angel of love for somebody who's expecting a new soul being brought into the physical world. That is just so exciting. It says, the essence of contentment and the foundation of serenity. Love is the activation of your spirit reaching out to make connections. It overcomes grief, harbors no ill will, and heals all separation. So that's perfect for what I saw of your being. Okay, so then for Sally Ann in Wales, this has been an interesting flow. Oh, nice. You have the angel of light. Light. So your story, an enlightening story, is good for everybody. It says, let your spiritual nature illuminate and brighten each day. Pay attention. Brushing over details can create gray and stagnant areas. That's rather interesting. I am doing angel cards. I've got this little wee deck from Findhorn that yeah, they're really kind of fun. So that's yours, Sally Ann. is the angel of light overcomes all, and or that was the light and love on the same page. I drew them one after the other. Um, I like that brushing over the details can create gray and stagnant areas, because if you are writing, I really want you to be writing a book, and I don't know where I'm getting that from. Paying attention to the details is so important, because that is how people learn. Because, in that silly example I just gave about having a shower, um, if you're talking about the specific mud that you got on a specific beach that is some kind of specific problem, or clay or something on your body, when you tell about being in the shower and using a special kind of soap and applying a scrubby brush to your nails, and finding that you needed to do some particular technique, when you write about those details, then other people are going to learn, and they're going to find their solutions. I yes, maybe you should. There you go, in your spare time, because I think you're homeschooling, aren't you? I hope things are well with you and with your family. That's even if you don't start this week, it's something you can keep on the burner as a possible project. And would you believe it has turned 3 o'clock in my house, which means the hour is up, and I guess nobody else is likely to come, because that's kind of how it goes. So I will be back next Friday, because this is what I do. This is my lock-in project. Fridays, 2 o'clock Eastern. I will do a Facebook Live. Um, we're what are we now? With the 9th of April. We're very close to the year. I need to look and see what my first date was, because it's been a year. Might be past. In the meantime, please stay in touch. The website is joleith.com. You can message me from this page. You can email me from my website. There's all sorts of ways to get a hold of me, all sorts of wonderful things that are going on that I would love to share with you, because that's what I do. And look forward to seeing you here next week. And in the meantime, everybody, I hope you're off. Thank you. Oh, that's very kind. I look forward to it. Yeah, this is one of those immovable objects in my week, and I do look forward to it very much. So thank you all, everybody. Look after yourselves. Be nice to one another. Stay home if you possibly can. Be careful when you have to go out. And we will be talking again. Namaste.